you doing today? I'm trying a little experiment using the microphone that is built in on my phone, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me a little bit better today. Before we actually get started in our sequence, I wanted to take a moment to give a shout out to Purna Yoga East. That's the t-shirt that I'm wearing today. They are located in Clayton, North Carolina. I had the privilege of training there a couple of years back with Adil Paklavalov and Catherine Eberhardt, and it was such a wonderful experience to be able to train with such beautiful people. I was actually trying to meet the requirements for a 500-hour Purna Yoga certification. However, because of my dad getting sick, I was not able to complete that. But I still have wonderful memories from the training, and I have to say the training changed me for the better. And if you have an opportunity to go to Purna Yoga East in Clayton, I invite you to do so. From time to time, Adil will come to Triad Yoga Institute, and if you have not been there, I also encourage you to attend a class there as well. And please join us here in beautiful Uptown Martinsville at Just Breathe Yoga and Bodywork. So if you would, take a comfortable seat. I will be sitting in Sukhasana, easy cross-legged position, or at least a modified version of that, still nursing the ankle issue that I had going on. And I'll try to teach today's class, or I will be teaching today's class, more from a beginner's perspective or / level 1 perspective. Okay, so going nice and slow, you'll need at least 2 blocks, possibly a chair that may work better for your body, and also a belt. And I'm sitting on 2 blankets. However, if you don't have these, in one of my earlier videos, I mentioned you could use some taller cans of food. I actually heard somebody mention put some old books in a shoebox and duct tape it or masking tape around it. That made a good option for a block. And you can also use just blankets or a pillow from home to give you a little higher lift underneath the body. So if you would, allow your eyes to close. And feel the breath move in through your nose and out through the nose. And before we move into more of a centering practice, just take a moment to offer gratitude for this very moment. Not being in the future or living in the past, but being fully present in this moment. Slowly lift hands together in front of your heart center. And with an exhalation, gently bow head to heart. Release your hands down. Gently open your eyes and lift your gaze. So I'm going to set my blocks off to the side for just a moment. And let's take the arms down by your sides. With an inhalation, sweep your arms up and overhead. Interlace your fingers to the webbing. And then spin your palms upward towards the ceiling. And bow chin to chest. So root into the sitting bones. Equally lift the sides of the waist upward. And press through the knuckle mounds of the hands. And then separate the hands out to the sides and down. Slowly lift your gaze. And let's repeat that, but with the opposite interlace. Inhaling, take your arms up. Opposite interlace of the fingers. It might feel a little weird. And then push the palms to the ceiling. Bow chin to chest. So root down into the sitting bones. Lift up through the sides of the waist. Press up through the palms. And then separate the hands. Slowly lower them down. Lift your gaze. Let's take an easy twist to your right. And an easy twist to the left. And let's repeat that. Easy twist to the right. Easy twist to the left. Let's do one more time. Easy twist to the right. Let's hold it. Root down into the sitting bones. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, see if you can rotate a little more to the right. And center. And let's repeat to the left. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, gently twist to your left. And slowly return to center. Extend the legs forward. Now, flex your toes in towards your shin so you can push out through the 4 points of your feet. Use your hands to the blankets to push down and lift the spine. Contract your quadriceps and press your thigh bones down. Release. Contract and press down. Release. Contract, press down, release, and then let's practice 6 more on your own. And then support the inner knee, draw the foot in for Baddha Konasana. The heels draw in towards the pelvic floor. You can hold on to the shins or the ankles or even the big toes, but keep the spine lifted no matter where you're holding. Okay? So press your feet together. Contract the back of the legs to each other as you lengthen the inner groin toward the knees. And then if you can open your feet like a book, please do so. I'm still on the struggle bus with this. And then close the feet. Support the knees. Draw the legs up. Extend them out. Press the knees down one more time. Okay. So now we'll look at a little bit of a practice to open up the hips and the hamstrings a little bit. That part of the body needs to be open for forward bending. So recline onto your mat. We'll set up for Supta Parangustasana 1. So I'll show 2 options. The belt will go around the right heel mound and the leg will go to straight. For some folks, it will be easier to have the left knee bent, and for some it'll be easier to have the leg extended out. If you've already got a practice, it's probably good to have the leg extended out to straight. Okay. So walk your hands up your belt until your arms are straight and pin the shoulder blades to the floor. Push the feet away from the pelvis as you contract your kneecaps and thighs. Lift the bottom of the belly upward and root the outer hip away from the head. Now, if you need to, you can bend your bottom knee to release the top leg. And let's switch sides. So place the belt around the left heel mound. Okay, and again, you can bend your right knee if needed. Push the feet away from the pelvis. Contract your kneecaps and thighs. Lift the bottom of the belly and move your outer left hip away from the head. Micro bend that knee, release the leg down. Let's put the belt around the right heel mound again and hold the belt in the right hand for Parshva Supta Parangustasana. Your left hand can hold the left thigh bone down, or you can take the arm out to the side to help you balance. So push the feet away from the pelvis as you contract your kneecaps and thighs. Lift the bottom of the belly, and on an exhale, take the leg to the right. So you're not letting the leg come to the floor, you're balancing on the right buttocks. And the left hip is slightly moving away from the floor, but we're going to counter that in just a moment. So push the feet away from the pelvis. Contract your kneecaps and thighs upward. Lift the bottom of the belly. And lengthen your right inner ankle away from your left inner hip. Now as you exhale, bring the leg to center. Release the leg to the floor, and let's go to the second side. Remember, right hand can hold the thigh bone down, or you can take it off to the side. Push the feet away from your pelvis. Engage your kneecaps and thighs. Lift the bottom of the belly, and as you exhale, take your leg to the left. Let's reconnect with our actions by pushing the feet away from the pelvis. Contract the kneecaps and thighs upward. Lift the bottom of the belly and lengthen inner left ankle away from inner right hip. And as you exhale, bring the leg to center, release the leg. Parivrita Parshva. Parivrita Supta Parangustasana, not Parsha. So the belt is around the right foot, but in the left hand. Use your right hand, the L shape, to help move the outer right hip away from the head. As you exhale, move the right foot in line with your left shoulder. Push the feet away from the pelvis. Engage your kneecaps and thighs. Lift the bottom of the belly. Now as you exhale, bring the leg to center. Micro bend the leg, lower down. Let's go to the left leg. Belt is around the left foot and right hand. Left hand helps to push outer left hip away. With an exhalation, move the foot in line with the right shoulder. Push the feet away from your pelvis. Engage your kneecaps and thighs. Lift the bottom of your belly up. As you exhale, move the leg to center. Release the belt down. Set the belt off to the side. let's set up for eye of the needle. So cross the right ankle over the left knee and keep the foot flexed in. As you exhale, draw the knees to the chest. Have a little test run. Can you go through the window and hold behind the left leg? If not, your belt will work. You can hold the belt as extension of your hands. Okay, so both feet are flexed in. As you exhale, can you draw your knees a little closer towards the chest, but at the same time, gently move your sitting bones slightly back towards the floor. With your exhale, release the foot to the floor and let's switch sides. Left ankle crosses over the right knee. And with an exhale, draw the legs towards the chest. See if you can hold behind the right leg. Flex the feet in. And with an exhale, draw knees to chest. And at the same time, gently move sitting bones back towards the mat. It gives a whole new sensation to the posture. We'll take another breath. With your exhale, release the foot to the floor. And then let's gently roll over to your right and push yourself upward. Now, I don't have a bolster out for Ekapada Supta Virasana, but I can use my blankets that I have. So if you have a blanket, fold it over to where it's a quarter fold, put it down on your mat, and then repeat that with another blanket. Let's get my tissue out of the way. Okay. Now make sure there's no wrinkles in there because that's terrible. And then I have a block. I don't know how well this will work for my body today because of the ankle, but we're going to do the best that I can. So from seated, draw your right leg back and nuzzle it close to the blanket and close to the buttocks. Okay? And for some folks, this might be too much, and it can also be done just sitting on a chair, of drawing the foot back, wrapping a belt around it if needed. I don't have a chair out here with me, but you would sit on the chair, drop the knee towards the floor, draw the heel towards the buttocks, and of course if the hand can't reach the foot, you'd wrap a belt around the ankle. But let's see how this goes today. More in the full pose, you are reclined completely back. I know today that is not going to happen for me, and I'm going to honor that by bringing my hands to the floor and then gently going back as far as I possibly can. And this is it today, okay? So I want to lengthen the thigh muscles and bone away from the pelvis, so it's moving towards the front edge of my mat and then slightly inward. And lift the bottom of the belly up. So it's a big opener across the front of my leg. So continue to lengthen forward, but yet lift the bottom of the belly up. We'll take one more breath. And then push into the floor to lift the torso upright. And then we'll draw the right foot out. So the left foot I may not can hold as long, but we're going to give it a try. So I have the right foot tucked back behind me and close to my blankets. Woohoo! Now again, this is a little difficult for me, but I'm going to work in my range of motion, and I ask that you to do the same. No pain. So lengthen the thigh bone and thigh muscles away from the pelvis as you lift the bottom of the belly in and up. I see I have a lot of work to do. Let's take one more breath. And then press the hands into the floor and lift up. We'll draw the left leg back around. So I'm going to come off of my block and move my blankets. And we'll set up for Adho Mukha Svanasana. So let's start in a tabletop position. So knees underneath the pelvis, hands underneath the shoulders, inner elbows face each other. And then walk your hands one hand width forward of its original placement. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees up and hips back. Okay, so press the knuckle mounds down. Lift and lengthen through your arms and the sides of the waist. Turn the sitting bones upward to the ceiling. Contract your quadriceps. Lengthen the back of the legs towards the floor. Now you can bend a knee. Walk your dog out if you need to. Savor all of those little openings you're finding in the body. And then walk your way forward to the front of your mat, Uttanasana. Bend your knees slightly and inhale up. And exhale, hands to heart center. So let's set up for Surya Namaskar, and I'll use 2 blocks for this at the front of my mat. We'll go slowly and know that if putting your knee to the floor creates a problem in your body, then by all means just stay in the high lunge. Okay? So we're going to stand in Tadasana at the front of the mat and then lift hands together in front of heart center. If you set an intention for your practice, recall that intention. And with your exhalation, bow head to heart. As you inhale, follow your thumbs upward to the ceiling. And as you exhale, bend your knees, bow forward. And as soon as hands touch floor or block, straighten the legs. As you inhale, lift into a flat back. And as you exhale, step back with your right foot, right knee down. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, hands to floor, step the left foot back, plank. Now you can do modified plank if you need to. Then exhaling, drop knees, chest, chin to the floor. And as you inhale, pull the belly forward. Keep the chest lifted. Exhaling, bow chin to chest. Inhaling, Bhujangasana. Exhaling, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feet and legs are together. Inhaling, look forward. Exhaling, step right foot forward, left knee down. Now, you might need to, let me show this for you, not meaning to mess up anybody's flow. You might need to drop knees to the floor and assist the leg forward. It's okay. So let's wiggle that left leg back. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, step forward, Uttanasana. Bend the knees. Inhaling, up you come. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, bend knees, bow forward. Uttanasana. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, left foot back, left knee down. Use the blocks if you need them. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, step back plank. Feet are together. Inhaling here. Exhaling, drop knees, chest and chin to the floor. Inhaling, pull the belly forward. Exhaling, bow chin to chest. Inhaling, Bhujangasana. Exhaling, Adho Mudra Svanasana. Inhaling, look forward. Exhaling, left foot forward, right knee down. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, step forward. Uttanasana, bend the knees. Inhaling, up. Exhaling, hands to heart. So let's try it again for a second round. Hands to heart center. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, bend and bow. Uttanasana. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, low lunge. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhaling, pull the belly forward. Exhaling, bow chin to chest. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhaling, look forward. Exhaling, step forward. Left knee down. Use your blocks if needed. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, step forward. Uttanasana. Knees bend, palms come together. Inhaling up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Second side. Okay. If you're tired, take a moment and rest, okay? Palms together. Exhaling, bow chin to chest. Inhaling, follow your thumbs upward. Exhaling, bend. Uttanasana. Inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, step back, left foot, left knee down. Inhaling, look up. So the chest is lifting, front body is opening, shoulders are down the back. Step back, plank as you exhale. Inhale, in plank. Exhaling, drop knees, chest, chin. Inhaling, pull forward. Exhaling, chin to chest. Inhaling, Bhujangasana. Exhaling, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhaling, look forward. Exhaling, left foot forward, right knee down. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, step forward. Uttanasana. Bend the knees, palms come together. Inhaling up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Stand and feel. Yay, we did it. Okay, so let's set up for Trikonasana on going to your right. I will be going to the left. So here we go. So from Tadasana, I have my blocks on the tallest height. Let me show this because you might need it. You might need a little taller support for today. No, that's okay. Okay? All right, now, from Tadasana, middle of your mat. As you inhale, bring your hands up. As you exhale, bend your knees. And as you inhale, step your feet nice and wide apart. Okay. Begin with your feet aligned like the outer edges of your mat. Turn your left foot in, 15 or 20, and your right leg out full 90. Now root the feet down, Firm your thighs, lift your belly, lift your chest, and then relax the shoulder blades down and away from the ears. As you exhale, extend over the front leg. Let your hand find the block. Take the top arm up. Now, for me, I got to make a little tiny adjustment. I should be grounding the 4 points, or I can keep a micro bend in my knee. And that feels to be the safest for me today. So root the feet down, lift the thighs up, lift and lengthen the belly, roll your left ribs back, left shoulder back, add the top arm. Press your feet into the floor and inhale, up you come. Turn your right foot in, left leg out. Repress the feet into the floor, refirm your thighs, lift your belly, lift your chest, relax the shoulder blades down. As you exhale, extend over the front leg, let your hand find the block, take the top arm up. Now what I'm finding here is I need a bigger stance. All right, so repress your feet, relift your kneecaps and thighs up, lift the belly to help lengthen the spine, roll your right ribs back, right shoulder back, top arm goes up. Press the feet firmly into the floor to inhale and rise up. Turn your feet forward, step feet and hands together, Tadasana. Now let's take Uttanasana between that. So as you inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. So maybe your hands don't come to the floor. Let your hands touch the blocks. Bring the floor up to you. Okay? Now, to come out, bend knees, inhale the arms out to the sides and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, so let's again. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, step your feet wide apart. Okay, so we will be going to your left, my right. Okay, so turn your right foot in and your left leg out. Now I want to spin the torso so it faces the front edge of the mat, but I can't get my hip around, so because of what's happening in my back leg and coming up onto the back toes to pivot is not very doable. I just got to lift the foot up, okay? Now, let's bring hands to hips. Okay? Press your feet firmly down into the floor and lift your thighs. And draw the elbows back. Lift your chest. And as you exhale, bow forward. And there's the block. So you can bring your block to the inside of your left foot. Okay? Now, as much as the feet and the hands are pressing down, the thighs are lifting up and the spine is lengthening. And you also use your hand to press down to give a little more action, okay? So press your feet down, firm your thighs, lift and lengthen the belly and spine. And then as you exhale, begin to rotate to your left. Now, place your mind in your right ribs. See if you can spiral them forward and your left ribs back. And then add the top arm. So hug your outer hips to each other. Just slowly come out. Bring your top hand down. Turn the torso forward. Press your feet down. Bring the hands to hips. Rise up. And then turn the feet forward. Step the feet together. Okay. How was that for you? Hopefully good. Let's try the other side. So inhale, bring your hands up. Exhale, bend your knees. Step your feet and hands nice and wide apart. Turn your left foot in, your right leg out. Turn the arms and torso, okay? Now, I can get my hip around pretty good on this side, but I still feel like I need to step the leg off to the side a little bit. So take a moment to do that. And then repress your feet down, firm your thighs, lift your chest. And as you exhale, hinge from your hips, bowing forward. Set your block to the inside of your right foot, okay? Now, repress feet down, refirm your thighs, press your hand into the block. And with an exhalation, move your left ribs to the right and your right ribs back. And then possibly add the top arm. Compress your outer hips into each other. Now to come out, hand to hip, turn the torso forward, press your feet down, firm your thighs, hand to hip, inhale up, turn your feet, there goes my block, feet forward, step it together. Yay, nice job everyone. So let's turn that block back up. And I'm going to put both of my blocks towards the front edge of my sticky mat. Now we're going to try this with arms behind the back, like holding onto the elbows. So we'll get the legs into place first before we add that. So with the blocks on your tallest height, step your right foot forward and your left leg back. Both hip points point forward. Take that arms behind you. Both of your hands hold each elbow. Now press your feet down, firm your thighs, lift your belly, lift your chest, and as you exhale, hinge forward into that forward bend. Now, if you should need to, there are your blocks, okay? I actually need to move my back leg back a little bit more. Ground the big toenail of the front foot down into the floor, inner heel mound. As you press into the back leg, firm your thighs, lift your belly, possibly bow head lower. And then inhale, up you come, and step forward. And let's try the other side. So left foot stays to the floor, right leg steps back. Okay? Now, again, opposite hand holds the elbow. All right, press your feet down, firm your thighs, lift your belly, lift your chest. And as you exhale, hinge forward, keep your left hip moving back. Oh, yeah. Focus by pressing the big toe mound down, inner heel mound down. Press into the back heel. Lift your thighs, lift your belly. Remember, hands can come to the blocks if needed. And then inhale, up you come. Release the arms, step forward. So let's bring your blocks to the front of the sticky mat for Prasarita Padottanasana. Now you can use any height, tallest height, middle height, lowest height. That's where I'm going to start for today. Okay. So let's begin with hands on the hips and then step your feet nice and wide apart. And again, align the pinky toe and the outer edges of the heels like the outer edges of your mat, so a straight line, okay? Now my thumbs are resting in the little dimples towards the low back. All right, great. Now press your feet down, lift your kneecaps and thighs, lift your belly, draw the arms back behind you, lift your chest. Might even lift your gaze if that's doable without any neck compression. And then as you exhale, hinge from your hips, bow forward, place the hands to the blocks for a flat back. So strongly press your feet further into the floor. Lift the sitting bones upward. Contract the quadriceps. Lift the belly, lengthen the spine. Let's add a little bit of a twist here. So we'll slide the block into the midline. And bring the left hand onto the sacrum. Okay? And the right hand is onto the block. So let me switch that out for you so that I'm mirroring you. So my left, your right, opposite hand to the back of the leg. So root down, and then as you exhale, begin to rotate to your left and take the top arm up. And bring the top hand down to the hip. Switch hands. Okay. So my right, your left, opposite hand to the sacrum. Press down into the floor from your thighs, lift your belly. Press into the block, and as you exhale, begin your rotation to the right. And then possibly add the arm. And then bring the top hand down. Both hands are to the block. Now to come out, you have a couple of options. You can heel toe your feet underneath the pelvis, here, or you can use strong legs, hands to hip, rise up, step feet together, Tadasana. So we're going to bring it back down to the floor, and you'll need 1 or 2 blankets. I will be using one. Have the fringe pointing away from you so that you have a smooth edge for the sitting bones. Okay? So, Janu Shirshasana. Took me forever to learn how to say that word. Might need a belt. I will be using my other blanket to help support my leg and the ankle. So if you would, keep your right leg extended out to straight, but bend your left knee. And walk your foot back towards the pelvic floor, and then let the foot drop out to the side. Not the foot. The knee drops out to the foot foot wedges to the inner thigh. Now, you might want the belt there, okay? I'm going to just set that there and off to the side. But I want to use the hands on each side of that right leg to push down and lift up. And then slightly rotate belly button and breastbone so that it lines up with the right kneecap. Add the arms. Inhale, lift the arms up. And then as you exhale, tip the torso forward. Over the front leg. Now try to keep as much of a flat back as you possibly can. You might find feet. You might hold the belt, you might hold the shin and be more upright. No, that is perfectly fine. Okay. So now contract the quadricep to the bone. Press the thigh bones down as you push out through your heel. Lift the bottom of the belly to help support the lift and lengthening of the spine. And you can pull the elbows out to the side if you feel like you need a little bit more of a fold. Now we work to draw the left kidney in towards the inner right knee. Well, it's really a spiraling upward. And then inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, lower the arms down. Support under the knee, draw the knee up. Extend the leg out. Now, you might need the belt for the other side. Okay? So reach out through your left leg, bend your right knee, let the leg drop out to the side. Hands to each side of the leg, push down, inhale, lift up. Rotate belly button and breastbones so it aligns with the kneecap. And as you inhale, lift your arms upward. As you exhale, tip the torso forward of the front leg, and then hit your pause button. Contract your quadriceps, press your thigh bone down. Lift the bottom of the belly to help lift and lengthen the spine. Continue to move right kidney towards inner knee and then shoulder. And if you feel like you need a little more, you can bend the elbows out to the side. Just don't compromise something. Work in your range of motion. And then inhale, take the arms up. As you exhale, lower the arms down, support the knee, draw it up, extend it out. So Paschimottanasana is next. Seated forward bend. No, Upavista Konasana. So let me turn sideways for this. Okay. My fault there. I don't want to let that microphone get too far away from me. All right. So from Dandasana, I'm sitting on one blanket. You could sit on two, but let's use the hands to help draw the legs in and out. So support under the inner knee. All right, so we're taking a big V seat. Oh, got a cramp. Let's readjust that. Okay. All righty. Now, feet have a tendency to kind of flop out to the sides. Remember that the toes point straight up. So contract your quadriceps and press the thigh bones down towards the floor and lift your belly and lift your chest. Okay. Now we can stay here in this particular position, receiving the inner thigh stretch, but we can also add a little bit of a forward bend. So if you want to do that, walk your hands forward a little bit, go slowly so you can test where you are. You don't want to go too fast. So keep checking in. Are you contracting the kneecaps and thighs? Are you pressing the thigh bones down? Are my toes still pointing straight upward towards the ceiling? Do I have my shoulder blades down the back, or do I have them in my ears? So test the waters a little bit. Can you go a little more forward? And then let's walk the hands in. Support under the knees, draw the leg in. And we set up for Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. So again, you can use your belt if you'd like. So draw the flesh away from your sitting bones. Push out to the 4 points of your feet. Contract your quadriceps. Press your thigh bones down so you're fully rooted and grounded. And then inhale, take the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, tip the pelvis over the thigh bone and search for something. Belt, ankles, feet. But I want you to keep the shoulder blades down the back and the front body lifting. Don't compromise the pose by putting a big old round in the back body. So push into your feet. Press your thigh bones down, lift your belly, relax the shoulder blades down. Continue to breathe. We'll take another breath. And then inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, lower the arms down. Let's set the belt off to the side for now. And come off of that blanket. Let's change the fold, okay? So let's, from that quarter fold, we'll take it into a half fold. And then fold it one more time so that we have a sharp point towards the front middle of your mat. And then we'll do the same thing with the other one. Okay, so there's my pointed pieces. Now you may or may not need 2 blankets. I personally do because of the ankle. We'll be twisting to the left first, so I'll actually be going to the right, you'll be going to the left. So I'm mirroring your body. So let's take the left foot underneath the body And the foot is kind of pointing out to the side with the arch of the foot pointing upward. And we take the right foot or shin and place it in that arch. Okay? And try to root the sits bones as best as you can. Both knees are forward. Now, you know, if you can't get the hand to the floor without leaning, you could bring a block in. So I've got the hand to the block, or I could use fingertips to the floor to support that lift. Take your right hand to the outside of your left leg. Curl your fingers under the leg. Press the left fingertips into the floor. Inhale, lift up through your spine, and as you exhale, press hand and leg to each other to help assist the twist to your left. Now, once in the pose, reground, relift the spine, lift the chest, broaden across your collarbones, drop the shoulder blades down, and let's add the rotation of the head. So turn the head to your right and drop the chin down towards the chest. Inhale, lift the head, and then exhale, bring the torso to center. Let's extend both legs forward, giving the knees a little bit of a rest. And then rebend knees. Draw your right one under the body. And then place the left foot or shin in the arch of your right foot. Take your right hand behind you. Use your left fingertips to curl under the thigh bone. And then press down to root and lift. And as you exhale, spin to your right. And then once in the pose, reground, relift. Spread across the collarbones, drop the shoulder blades down the back. And now let's, with an exhalation, turn the head to look over your left shoulder, drop your gaze down towards the floor. Lift the head, bring the torso back to center. Let's extend the legs forward. Press them down just to release any tension in the knees. Now I'm going to spin my blankets back around so that I'm not sitting on the edge of the corner of it anymore. Okay? So Marishi Asana 1 is an open pelvis twist. So let's keep your left leg extended out to straight, but bend your right knee. Okay? Now, I've got the block behind me here. I could use my fingertips touch the floor, but yours may not. But you need something to ground into. So push out through your left foot as you contract your kneecap and thigh. Press your thigh bone down. Inhale, raise your right arm up. Press your left hand down. As you exhale, begin to rotate the torso to the left and then hook as much of your elbow, upper arm to the inside of the knee. Okay? So we're already in a little bit of a twist, but let's take the twist deeper. So I'm going to make a little bit of a fist and imagine I'm pushing on a lever. So I'm going to inhale, and as I exhale, I push down on the lever to help me twist a little more to the left. Push your arm and leg to each other so the leg doesn't shoot off to the side. Keep the chest lifted, open and broad. I'm going to raise the lever and unwind my torso. So extend your leg out, bend your right knee, left knee. Okay, I want to slide my block to the other side just so I have it, so I can match things up. So push out through your right foot, press your right thigh bone down. Inhale, lift your left arm up as you press your right fingertips into the block. And then exhale, start your rotation to your right. Hook the elbow or upper arm into the knee. Press the two together. So I'm going to make my fist on this side as well. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, press down as you rotate. Keep your chest lifted, open and broad. then slowly unwind. Extend that leg out. Okay, so Mauritiasana 3. So let's bend you'll be twisting to the left as well. So let's bend the left knee. Place my block back to the other side here for my right hand. I'm going to inhale the right arm up. You have two options. You can wrap the arm around, or you can cross the arm over. I think I'll do a wrap today, okay? So push out through your right leg as you press your right leg down. Inhale your right arm up, and as you exhale, wrap the arm around the leg. Now you can give a little squeeze of the arm to the leg to help you get a deeper twist and a little more of a lift. Press your left hand down into the block. And then as you exhale, slowly unwind. Extend your leg out, bend your right knee. Let's go to the other side. So push out through your left leg. Inhale your left arm up. Press your right hand down. And as you exhale, wrap the arm around the leg. And then you can reroute, relift, possibly twist a little deeper. Keep the shoulder blades down the back, chest is lifted. And then slowly come to center. Let's extend the legs forward. Nice. So I'm going to come off of the blankets. And let's look at a modified version of boat pose that might be pretty doable for everybody. So I keep the heels on the floor for this one. You can use your hands and just hold up underneath the knees. So let's try this here first. So just a couple of fingers behind the knees, and then inhale, lift your chest. Fairly easy for everyone. You could get adventurous and lift one leg, lift the other leg, alternate out. And then let the feet come together. Hold on to the shin. Give a little bit of a pull upward towards the ceiling. And let's try a second variation, the holding a block underneath the thighs. Okay, so lift your chest. I have the heels to the floor now, but now I'm going to lift the heels off of the floor. So I'm pushing through the 4 points of the feet. I'm keeping a toneness to the belly as I keep my chest lifted. We'll take one more breath. And then float the heels to the floor, release the block. Again, bring the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana. Give a little pull. And then let's support the knees, draw them up. Let's try one more time. Holding behind the knees. Again, so lift your chest. Lift the legs off the floor, and then possibly lift the arms. And then hold behind the knees, float the heels to the floor. Baddha Konasana, feet and legs lift up. Now I want to close the legs and set myself up for Adho Mukha Svanasana, just to lengthen the spine one more time. So tuck your toes under, lift your knees and hips up and away from the floor. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So press the hands down, lift and lengthen the spine up and away from the floor. Turn the sitting bones up. Contract the kneecaps and thighs. Root the back of the legs towards the floor. And And then make your way down into Balasana or Adho Mukha Virasana. So Balasana is buttocks to heels, arms wrap around, or you can keep the arms forward. Now let's bring hands underneath the shoulders. Push yourself upward. And let's come down onto the back body. And let's take the arms out to a T formation. Stack your knees over top of the pelvis. Hug the legs together. Flex your feet in. And with an exhalation, we're going to take the knees to the inner left elbow. So as you exhale, hug the knees in and over to the left elbow. Bring the legs up to center. And as you exhale, take them to the inner right elbow. Up to center. Exhale over to your left. Inhale, bring the legs up. Exhale, take them over to the right. Inhale, bring the legs up. Let's do one more to the left. Center. Exhale, right. Center, let the feet find the floor. Shavasana. So let's get a blanket for underneath the head. Blanket underneath the knees. So from the half fold. Now today let's do this. Let's take the blocks and put the blocks on the, well, let's do middle height, okay? And then a quarter fold there, okay? So now I'm going to put the back of my knees on the block, and I have to reposition the blanket for my head, okay? So allow your palms to turn upward. Make sure the legs are nice and comfortable. Might need to move buttock flesh out to the side. And then allow the eyes to close. Invite all of your being into stillness. So before I bring you out of Shavasana, I want you to take a moment to offer gratitude for the ability to move. Offer gratitude for your body. It may not be exactly the way we like for it to be, but we're still wonderfully made. So if you'd like, you can stay here longer. I encourage you to begin to allow your Shavasanas to be from 10 to 15 minutes, possibly 20 if your time allows. You may bend your knees and place your feet onto the floor. And carefully roll to the right side of your body. Pause there for just a moment. And then use your hands to press down to help lift you upward. Take a comfortable seat. And join hands together in front of your heart. Deep gratitude. I thank you for joining me today. Have a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Namaste.